San Antonio, this is Rob for the Metalworks. We are here at the headquarters, and yes, it brings me great pleasure because tonight is a very special evening for the crew, the television show, and San Antonio. Yes, we have legendary frontman and one of the most distinctive voices in metal, the man, Mr. Caton De Pena, El Diablo Negro from Hyrax is here, along with Steve Harrison, their bass player. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
It's good to be here.
Awesome.
San Antonio, it's good to be here. Thanks for having us, Rob, and your crew of badasses. Thank you, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Gentlemen, I mean, Caton, I just can't say enough, man. This is like a dream come true for me. You know, the many years that I have spent in supporting national metal, you have always been someone that I've sought after. When Aaron the Gore Growler was here, I thanked him profusely for bringing you here because I knew this is my opportunity to get Caton, you know, a legendary frontman in so many different aspects of metal here in front of our camera. So yes, it is a great honor for me, aside even after all the things that we've done, to have you, sir, here with us this evening.
Thanks for having us, man. It's good to be here. It's been a long time in the coming for Hyrax to come to San Antonio, and I brought my crazy bass player Steve with me.
Hell yeah, San Antonio. We're going to break our necks tonight.
And it's an awesome thing for us. Like, we've been to Texas many times before, but we've never played in San Antonio. So I know tonight's going to be insane. I mean, just we did 2 in-stores before we came to your interview tonight, and the kids have been great. So I just can't wait to get to the venue. But thanks for having us, man. This is awesome.
Well, none better. I'm glad that I have you here at our headquarters. Let's talk about why you're here in San Antonio. The Gore Growlers Ball, we've been talking about it for several months now. I'm glad that it's finally going down. You guys, of course, I think there's a huge expectation for the show this evening for the Gore Growlers Ball. Talk a little bit about how you got involved with Gore Growlers. I mean, what do you know about Gore Growlers, things like that?
Well, the guys, I know that they're supportive of this, you know, basically a lot of different forms of metal, and they contacted us. I mean, I hadn't really even heard about it, but I mean, they contacted us, and once they ran it by us, and I spoke to the band members about it, and plus it was an opportunity to come to San Antonio. Like, it was all the combinations that we wanted. Like, these guys were going to do it right. They're going to make sure that we felt comfortable with coming here and how they were putting the show together. We're also playing with bands that we respect. And Aaron's been great, and there's another guy involved named Tim. I'm sure there's a whole crew with the Gore Growlers Ball, but those are the guys that I know, you know, from the contact that I've had with the festival. And also, we wouldn't pass up the opportunity of coming here because we were supposed to come here many years ago. And from what we've heard, San Antonio is basically the capital of heavy metal in Texas. So we wanted to come check it out and see if that was true. And so far, even just by the people that we've met at the record stores when we did the in-stores today, we got a really good feeling about the show. And I can guarantee you we're going to be up there giving it 1,000% tonight.
That's really, I'm glad you mentioned the in-stores. That was something that I was very glad to see happen because I think you guys definitely, people want to meet you guys. And, you know, a lot of times at the shows you really can't, sometimes you can't meet the band members and stuff. So how did the in-stores go today?
Well, yeah, it was awesome. Go ahead, Steve.
It was awesome, man. All the kids that showed up were diehards. They had their Hyrax gear, and they were just really happy that we made it to San Antonio, and they just can't wait for the show tonight. So we're going to give them 110%. Like Caton said, kick some ass.
We always do. I mean, but tonight I think there'll probably be some wrecked necks, you know, because, like, the thing is, like, the love that we felt today at the stores, like we did Texas Trash Clothing Exchange. It's a long one, and they were so gracious. The people at the store took really good care of us, and then we went over to Hog Wild Records, and they were just as cool, you know. So it's really great that you guys have people supporting the music like that. We only had like a couple of days to really let people know we were doing the in-stores because we had been over in Europe, so we really didn't have time to set them up. But for the amount of time that we did, the kids that came out, those are the kids that really mean the most to us, that really find out, hey, last minute notice Hyrax is doing this, and they came out and they had a lot of great questions for the band. We took photos, signed stuff, and that means the world to us. Like, that's really why we do this. But you're right, like it's a good thing to do that anyways, because a lot of these kids, they can't see us either after the show or before the show, you know. So to be able to make time for the fans is always an important thing for us. And San Antonio so far, man, it's just like, it's amazing. Like I had heard about it for years because we've come through, we've done everywhere from like Dallas, Houston, Corpus Christi, help me out here, El Paso, but we've never done San Antonio. So, and also, to be a total freak of nature, we got to go by the Alamo. Yeah. And see, for some people that's not a big deal, but we're from California, so to see the Alamo in person for us was a big deal. Look at that. Look at that. Rob is the man. He knows his Warrior stuff. So this is one of the nicest gifts I've ever been given. Thank you, Rob. This shows Rob knows metal and movies.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Yes, sir.
So yeah, I can't say enough about San Antonio, man. It rules.
And I think when I think about heavy metal people, I think that you, as a front man and you really the heart and soul of Hyrax, also give a lot to the fans. I see a lot of the promo that you do. I really loved, and a lot of people really enjoyed the Gore Growler Ball video promo you did. I mean, that's so cool. I mean, I don't know hardly many, musicians of your caliber who would take the time to really do something to promote an event like that. So, I mean, you give back too. I mean, and you put your time in promoting and working hard to making sure that everything that we do surrounding Hyrax and metal is successful. So, I mean, my hat's off to you too, bro.
No, the thing is, I think that a lot of bands forget that you got to really give back. And also, like, each event, like, even for us coming here is a big deal. So to do these advertisements or commercials, whatever people want to call them, it's important because it lets the kids know we actually are thinking about where we're going. Like, to come to San Antonio, we wanted people to know that we were happy to be coming here. It's an honor. It really is. For the whole band, me, Steve, Lance, Jorge, and our other guitar player, Mike, to come to San Antonio, this is a big deal for us. So you'll notice that tonight when we play that it's not going to be your typical show. We're going to be going crazy. And luckily, we have a good set. We have a time slot that's awesome. We can give the show. It's going to be off the hook from the first song to the last song. It's going to be crazy.
Many fans would agree with me when I say El Rostro de la Muerte was really a very embraced musical piece. It came out in 2010. A lot of killer songs in it. You guys really did not change the and this is the cover for it, San Antonio, check it out. El Rostro de la Muerte, Hyrax's latest release, full-length release. It's out in the stores right now. And I think that's what people really have come to love about the band, that when they purchase a Hyrax CD, they know what they're going to get. Killer-ass vocals, killer solos, some heavy-ass thrashing. So really quick, Caden, talk about this release. I know that this release was a long time coming. So talk a little bit about, first, about what this is delivering, as well as why it took so long for you guys to kind of release the full length, even though you did kind of release some little things here and there, but the full length took a little bit.
Yeah, well, most of it was just that we tour a lot, like, and our schedule's really crazy. Like, we're in and out of the country all the time, and even if we do something in the States, then right after we'll do something in the U.S., we'll fly back to either Europe or go to Japan or go to South America or go to Mexico, because Mexico is a very important territory for us. And basically, a lot of people don't know this, but the record was actually based on a character from Mexico, Santa Muerta. There's a character there that has basically been banned by the Catholic Church, Santa Muerta. It's basically a religious icon. But when we were touring through Mexico, we saw this, and we were like, man, it was everywhere. We're like, this is an amazing thing, because we'd never seen it before, and we wanted to kind of delve into it more and find out about it. We, either Google it or do some kind of research. So after doing research, we wrote the song El Rostro de la Muerte, which is the face of death. And the record, basically, the reason it took so long is because we were touring, and then we also had a little bit of a change in the drumming situation. So if you listen to the record, there's two different drummers on the record, Fabricio Ravelli, and then also Jorge Icabalas, who's now with us. And he played with us before in 2004 on The New Age of Terror. Mm-hmm. But so the combination of these things made it a little longer to do the record. Finally, we got it finished and got it out. But we're hoping for the next record, which we're planning for 2012, it won't be such a long wait. Okay, cool. But we're proud of it. The thing was, it was a little tougher of a record to make just because we did it in sessions. We did like the first 7 songs, and then we did the rest of the songs later. And we got it all finished up. We had great guys come in and work on it. We had a guy named Andrew Haller who mixed the record, and we had another guy named Maor Apple. He did the mastering on the record, and these guys have worked with everybody from Halford to just Yngwie Malmsteen. So to work with these kind of caliber people has just taken the band to a whole new level. The next record, though, I think is really going to surprise people because we're really hungry. Like after touring, you go out, and for us, we play these countries that a lot of bands don't play. Like we go all through South America. We played Venezuela, where we have a lot of love for the people there. Venezuela is an amazing country. And, so after playing there, you almost get influenced by the people. Chile, Argentina, Brazil, these countries have influenced us. We love just traveling in general, playing in the U.S., going to Japan. Japan's another, we talked about that earlier. The people of Japan are amazing. So all this influences us as a band. The last record is one thing. El Rostro de la Muerte, we're still out there touring on it. But going into the next record, they're going to see a whole nother level of the band. Even just in the playing, like Steve, our bass player, will be more involved on the next record. The guitar players will have a lot more of a fierce attack on the next record. So we're already working on that and getting ready to sign a new record deal.
Are you insinuating that the new release will not be on Black Devil Records?
We were always going to be involved because Black Devil Records is our own label, which we were smart for doing that. A lot of bands don't realize, like, in this day and age where you have the internet and you can actually manufacture and do your own records, we started that. And we're always going to be involved, but it's gotten to the point now where the band's gotten bigger, so we need more people to come in and help us because we can't keep up with everything. We're trying to tour as well as release records and also be able to distribute them. So now we're getting ready to sign a deal. We haven't signed the deal yet, and I just talked to my manager yesterday, and he's like, dude, you got to wait until we sign the deal before you keep talking about it. So, but we're almost there. It's going to be on a label that most people know the label, and it'll be soon. When I know, I will let Metalworks know right away.
I was waiting for the new video to come out, the Broken Neck video, and then when I saw it, it was like, bam, 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 bam. It slams you, and then it's done. And you're like, oh, shit, I got to see it again. I saw that video like 10 times in a row when it first came out. I love videos. We're a video show. We do interviews. We do video work. Talk a little bit about the video for the people out there who have not yet seen the video, and also tell me how you feel about videos. I mean, in this day and age, I mean, are they more relevant now because of the introduction of YouTube and Vivo and everything? So talk a little bit about that.
Let Steve start first. I'll finish.
Yeah, the videos have been really good for us and really fun for us to do. It's our second video, Broken Neck, and we put it out right before we left for Poland, and it just made a hit. By the time we got to Poland, we played the first show and kids were already screaming out Broken Neck. And we weren't even in the third song yet and they're already screaming out Broken Neck. So videos really help a lot, and Caden is the mastermind behind, picking which videos would be the best. And we did it like in 2 weeks, I think. Like he called me. Yeah.
And you filmed it in LA.
Yeah, we did it in LA. What's funny, like it took like 2 weeks of organizing, but we really filmed it in 2 days. We did the whole thing in 2 days. The guy edited it in like maybe one, and then it was great for us. The thing is like when I was younger in the early days of thrash back in the 80s, I thought videos, if you did a video, you were a sellout. I really did. And I never thought I would ever do one, to be honest with you, because I thought you didn't need to do them. But the world of music has changed so much. And the thing about videos that is great is a kid that say they're in Malaysia, they actually get to see your band. They might not even get to see you play live, but a video, it brings them that much closer to seeing the band. And once we did the first one, we did El Rostro de la Muerte first, but this new one it's already at like 10,000 downloads, and it's only been out like 2 weeks. And for an underground band, that's amazing. So, and I think it's the perfect video just because it's in your face, like you said. It's real quick. And also with nowadays, people's attention span is so short. If you have a video that's too long, people are like over it, But this video is like 2 minutes and 1 second. And it's I think it's just getting started, But like Steve was saying, even in Europe, we were just over there in Poland, and they were like yelling it out, and And it's just a good feeling to see that you can create something like that, and it's really embraced. But yeah, I think videos are, I think they're the next real, like they've always been important, but I think they're more important now than they ever have been, you know. So yeah, we're proud of it. I'm proud of the guys because seriously, we should have gone to the hospital after filming that, because this is the thing about shooting videos that most people don't know. You have to do takes over and over and over. We did one day like 8 hours straight of just banging our heads to do the video. And you don't realize that it really does take a toll on you, because you're a lot of kids don't know this, because when you're younger, your bodies are in better shape. But you're scrambling your brains the whole time you're doing this. The day after we did that final video, the takes for the video, I was having a hard time just walking, because I got up and everything was spinning. But it finally evened itself out. But no, all of us, like, he took a beating, because the guy that did the filming, he was just like, do it again, and give, you know, we wanted it to also come across really authentic, so we put everything into it. That was no faking. That was all serious hours of headbanging over and over, and then he got all the stuff he wanted, but it was a lot of work. But we're so proud of it. Like, we're gonna do a new one pretty soon, like for the new record. But for right now, Broken Neck's the one that we're just letting people just get. And there's a lot of people that have never seen the band before, so they're getting turned on to the band for the first time through that video. So we're proud of it.
And I think it's a beautiful thing that even with your longevity, that you at this point in your career are still hungrier than ever. And that to me says, one, Caden may not be a millionaire like Metallica, but he's a millionaire in integrity, and people respect that. The true metal fans see that, and so to them, I mean, you're gold all the time.
I appreciate hearing that. You know, it's like, for us, it's, you know, we do want to be successful in both departments. Like, you want to put out metal that is still respected, and people know that you're coming from the heart, you know. But obviously you got to make the money so you can do the tours and take care of business, because we got to, you know, it takes gas, it takes money to get on planes, you know. That's the reality of it. But we really do this because we love it, and we're trying to really stand up for all the people that love true metal. That's really what, like, we feel that our job is to give people the real shit, you know. These other bands, I don't want to mention any names, because that's just jumping on a bandwagon, and like, not that we're trying to do that, but we can bash bands all day long. But the thing is let those guys do what they got to do, and whatever. But for us, it's about giving people the real stuff, the stuff that we grew up on, all the bands that we grew up on, whether it's Black Sabbath, Venom, Motorhead, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all those bands combined with even other stuff like Thin Lizzy, shit that we grew up on. We want to take it from the real place, you know. I hope we never ever change. I really do, because I think some of these bands that forget about that, that's why their music starts really sucking, you know, because they're not coming from the right place. They're thinking about money, or they'll do a duet with somebody they should never have done a duet with. I think you know what I'm getting at. And they'll release it under a name. It's like, what are you guys doing, you know? And we just don't want to be like that. If we wanted to do duets, we'd do a separate band. We'd never do that to Hyrax, ever.
Blinded by the dollar signs.
Yeah, and that's sad, because the thing is, it should always be about the music. It should be about the fans and the music. That's all that matters.
You know, one of the great things that I love about Kate and DePena is, I know that, you know, one, you already come from a very diverse city like LA, but at the same time, you embrace a variety of cultures. I mean, from all over. It's a beautiful thing. And I was telling my girl earlier, I said, you know, Caden, you know, don't let him scare you with the chain on him, and even he's singing crazy, but he's really a good guy. You know, he embraces all kinds of people. He doesn't care about where you're from, or if your socioeconomic status. If you're a true fan of metal, then that's all that's important. And you guys have really connected on that level with fans in Latin America. I see all the great things you're doing in Peru and Argentina and Lima and freaking Mexico. Holy shit.
The best. Well, the thing is, the people of those countries are beautiful, man. And I know that racism will always exist, even though it's a totally sad thing. It sucks. You can't really know a person until you get to talk to them and meet them. You know, people judge people on the outer book, the cover, instead of opening up the book. For us, it's been important though. Like our band is mixed. You know, our drummer's from Argentina, our other guitar players from Lima, Peru. I'm obviously what you see. Steve's what you see. His brother is in the band as well. So it's a diverse band. And for us, it's all about people in general because music should bring people together. So going to these other countries, for us, is an honor. Like when we get to go, it doesn't matter. It's like you go to Norway, man. There's great people in Norway. You go to Sweden, you know, all these different territories, Germany, Poland. Poland is like amazing, and it's not even really on the heavy metal map, which it should be. Like when people think about metal, they think, you know, Germany. Yeah, obviously, it's great. Sweden, places like that. England, you know, great. All these countries are great, but people forget about places that are smaller, like Poland, and South America is fabulous. You know, I mean, I have nothing but great things to say about South America. Amazing. Mexico is another one of our favorite places to play. When we play in Mexico, it's like a homecoming. The people come out, they come out full families. They're talking children with their moms and their dads, cousins. It's amazing. Mexico's Viva Mexico. Viva. It's amazing. So for us, it's like we're just about the people, man. It doesn't matter what background. We don't get involved in the politics or the religion. We're all about our religion's heavy metal.
Yeah, and a good example too is like anywhere we play, like we're here in San Antonio, Texas today, and the first thing we did when we got here is we wanted to drink Texan beer. You know, we wanted Lone Star beer. It's like the promoter, he showed up with a case of freaking Lone Star for us, and we've been drinking the shit out of that.
I think what it is we've gone to so many countries that, like, even in Japan, we try their cultures, you know. And so if you come to a place like, say, San Antonio, you're like, well, what's the normal beer that, like, the hardworking people drink? And we try that everywhere we go. Like in Argentina, there's a beer called Quilmes, and Quilmes is like their beer. Like in Argentina, this is their beer. So when we're there, that's all we drink, and that's our thing. We just like to try the different cultures, the beer, the food. One of my favorite places to eat food is Peru. Peru's amazing. So as you get to try these different cultures and different foods, you just learn about the people too. You learn about the Incas, and you learn about, you know, when we go through Mexico, you learn about all these different things that you didn't learn it in school. You have to go there to learn these things. I just love people, man. And if you give love, you get love back. I know that might sound a little cheesy, but it's the truth. If you give love, you get it back. I just try to treat people the way I want to be treated.
I mean, you've been doing Hyrax since 1984. I mean, a very long career already. Very long career. And I think on top of that, at a time initially when thrash metal movement was coming out, I mean, I guess you could say that Hyrax represents a second generation of the initial thrash movement. And at that time, even nowadays, it's kind of rare where you don't see a lot of African American metal musicians. Okay, so if someone said, Rob, with your knowledge, who was the first? I would say Caden DePena from Hyrax was like the first African American thrash metal musician who just didn't come out and do something. I mean, this dude is like come out, done something, stayed out, persevered, and really kind of shared his vision of what heavy metal is to him. And now it's a beautiful thing to see that even after all these years, your passion and your love, and now the success that you're garnishing, it's a beautiful thing. So, I mean, talk a little bit about that.
Just gotta hang in there. You know, it's tough because, you know, obviously we didn't get into this music for the money. We got into it because we love the music. Right. You know, like, you know, all the bands that we grew up on, we just wanted to play faster and heavy because of those bands, you know. But no, I think you just got to keep going because sooner or later it either works or it doesn't. For us, I've worked, especially now with the band that I have, I'm working with guys that I like. You know, these guys are like my brothers. Like I've been with him and his brother, and they're like family to me. Yeah. So we've done a lot of touring. We've stayed in hotels that most people wouldn't put their dog in, and And we've also
Steve was right there.
yeah, and we've also stayed in hotels where we were like, we can't believe we're in this hotel. So, you know, there's ups and downs. There's ups and downs. Yeah, there's ups and downs, and you know, but I have to also think, you know, there's other people out there because, as you know, for me, the whole thing with metal, especially, I try to give back, and there were guys that, you know, maybe I might have been one of the first, but there were some other musicians. Like there was a band called E-Trope. Some people call him Z-Trope from Chicago. They had a black bass player. I think people sometimes forget, even punk bands like the Dead Kennedys, their drummer was black. You know, there's a band called Scream from DC. They had a black bass player.
But see, those bands, you know, I hear you, but those bands were like thrash metal bands. See, you are the thrash metal man.
You just schooled me. All right. But, okay, I think what it is, I try to also, you know.
I know you're very humble, Caden. I know, and that's one of the things that people love about you.
I think it's a good thing to be that way, though, because I mean, it's just like even when we're on the airplane, we like people are uncomfortable. We get on the plane today, and it's okay. It's like, what time was it? 7 in the morning or some shit. And there's people where you know they haven't even slept yet, and we're trying to lighten them up. We're like, hey, be happy, and they're like these heavy metal guys are scaring the shit out of me, you know.
Just have a drink.
Yeah,
Make it easy.
yeah. We were drinking as soon as they would open the bar at the airport this morning.
We opened the bar.
But I think it's good to be, you know, humble because there's, you know, I try to spread it around. Like I'll get back to the thrash thing real quick. Band called Snow White. They're from Chicago. They had like 3 black guys in the band. You know, they go way back.
But what the fuck did they ever do? I mean, who really like? I mean, are they as revered? Are they as revered or well known or as impactful in metal fans' lives? No, I think Caden DePena was the one.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I guess maybe I'm just being humble, dude. I don't know.
And I'll even be witness. I mean, me and my brother Lance Harrison, we were over at NAMM last year, and we went up to Dave Mustaine and said, yo, what's up, Dave? We're from Hyrax. And he's like, yo, tell Caden DePena he's got the best fro in thrash metal.
What is
and he said Caden DePena's got the best fucking fro in thrash metal. And that's to this day. So it's like no one else is representing, and that comes from Dave Mustaine.
Somebody put that on Facebook right now.
I think what it is, I just didn't give up. You know, like not that those guys gave up. Some bands have it hard. Sometimes they fall on hard times or things didn't work out. And also, I didn't give up. I came back like after many years of kind of fading a little bit because I took some time off. And then also, I'll be honest with you, my wife was a really driving force. She said, you know, you're still getting mail. You're still getting letters from people. What are you doing, man? Get out there and play. So she got me doing it again, and then it just worked out. Like I got with these guys. And I've had musicians that I've worked with. But once I started working with these guys, the fire was there. Like you'll see us tonight. What's really good about the band right now is there's something about the whole energy of the band. Like we work really well together. We respect each other.
Chemistry.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. That's why Steve's here. Chemistry.
We got the chemistry together. You know, once me and my brother and Caden got together, we got together right in the beginning before Assassins of War. And that's when, you know, the beginning started for us, you know, and the chemistry was so heavy. When we got on stage, our first concert in New York City, we fucking just wanted to bring it to the stage. And ever since then, we haven't stopped. And here we are today, you know, in San Antonio. And we're going to bring it tonight.
Fans out there, of course, everybody's online now. Quickly, let's just review kind of like people want to know about Hyrax. Where do they go online?
All right, there's the main site. The main site, thank you for doing it. The main site is hyrax.org. That is like the home base. But you can also find us on all those sites out there, all the Facebooks, all the MySpaces, and the list goes on and on. I mean, each country has something different. Orchids is Brazil. Last FM is all over Europe. I mean, there's so many. It's gotten ridiculous. Like, you just have to pick. But I say the main thing to do is Google. If you want to find any stuff on Hyrax, if you Google Hyrax, you'll find some stuff. And we're easy to find because the thing about Hyrax is we're still involved, as you know. We still talk to people. We don't let the record companies and the managers just handle everything. We reach out to the fans because I think that's really been our secret to our success.
I believe that too.
Is that we stayed in tune. A lot of bands forget that there's like guys like these guys behind the counter, the cameras, who've been drinking beer. That are fans of metal, and we never forget that. Like even after this interview, we're gonna shake some hands, drink some beers before we head over to the venue. That's what I'm talking about. If
shit.
people could only see behind the cameras, but for us, it's our life. That's our driver, by the way. That's what's great. He's driving. But no, it's all about the fans and the feeling of just the whole family vibe of metal. Like, that's just where we're coming from.
Just like it's here tonight.
We don't care what people think. This is our life, and this is what we love doing. And if you're into it, we're with you. That's all I can say.
Caden, it's been my honor, sir, to have you here.
Thanks for having us in your palace of metal. This is the palace of metal. I mean,
Palace.
one of these days you need to just go around the room and show this to your fans because it's unbelievable. I mean, I've never seen so much crazy metal and Warriors figures, and this is
It's a
crazy.
legend right fucking here.
My man.
Motherfucker.
Thanks for supporting metal, man.
Thank you for coming, being here. I'm looking forward to the show this evening. I will watch it over and over again because we're going to videotape it tonight. This interview will be around the world pretty soon. Remember San Antonio, the new CD from Hyrax is called El Rostro de la Muerte. It's out there online. Go out there and buy it. You saw the man, Caden De Pena and Steve Harrison of the band Hyrax, only on Rob's Metalworks.